Hi guys, welcome back to another Bourbon Santa video. We have some Midwinter Night Dram news that came out this weekend. They submitted their new label design for Act 10 to TTB, and if you follow my socials, you would have gotten that news over the weekend. And there are some significant changes. One, they've redone the label. Here it is. And they added some things. Now, if you'll notice there, it says Encore. Now, I don't know if you've been to a play ever, but when is the Encore? It's at the end. It's at the end of the play. Play is over after the encores. Now, sometimes there can be more than one encore, so hopefully that's going to happen, but I'm a bit concerned because it doesn't say intermission, and they're doing another big change. Instead of ruby and tawny port being the finishing barrels, they're doing a white port. Now, if they were doing a special 10-year anniversary white port, I think they would have put intermission on the label and then continue, go back to the rest of the play doing ruby and tawny port, but they put that it's an encore. So I think we may be looking at the end of Midwinter Night Dram. So that's kind of sad for me. I love Midwinter Night's Dram, and this is Act 9, Scene 1. This bottle's straight from the distillery because I have a buddy that lives in Utah, and he's able to hook me up when the time comes, but this may be the last year for that. So, white port. Now, I happen to have a High West double rye that's finished in white port. So, while the double rye is not the same blend of ryes exactly that they use to make midwinters, we can get an approximation. We can kind of get an idea and compare the ruby tawny port finish, ruby and tawny port, because I do both, to the white port finish on a High West rye, and just kind of see what maybe we can expect this year. I'm a little concerned because this one is not one of my favorite finished double ryes that I have. And I don't know if you can see in the video, but this other shelf over here is almost completely High West. So I'm a little bit of a High West geek. So it is what it is. But let's get a baseline. Let's taste last year's Act 9, Scene 1, and kind of get a feel for where we were, and then compare that to the white port. Here we go. Oh. Christmas. Sweet, fruity. Oh, dark and rich. Almost like, have you ever smelled burgundy tanned leather? Like that red leather? It kind of gives me that smell, and I've never really put that together, but like when I was young, I had a burgundy leather-bound Bible, and that thing smelled really nice. And this is kind of giving me that like little nostalgia note, going back to that burgundy freaking bound leather. Oh man, very fruity, super fruity. Let's compare the nose on the white port double rye. Still beautiful, but way flatter and more one note and almost bready, almost like a yeasty breadiness. This actually smells a little better than I remember it. I think I only ever had one pour out of that when I first got the bottle. All right. It's just a lot simpler. Not as much going on. It's not quite as vivacious and super oily. I mean, holy crap, the legs on both these glasses. Let's taste the regular. Oh. Fruit tart, creamy, like fruit cake, nutty slightly, all kinds of cinnamon, very herbal, gorgeous, into a beautiful creamy finish. Fantastic. White port. Much drier, slightly astringent, a little tingy, like a little metallic. Yeah, I'm not super excited about this. I'm really not super excited about this. Now, maybe they blow my mind and pull it out and it's just friggin' amazing, but judging by this example of white port on their rise, I am not super excited. I'm see, you know, I don't know. There's a lot of things that could have happened. Could have been supply chain issues. Maybe they couldn't get their hands on enough tawny port and ruby port barrels, and they could get their hands on lots of white port for whatever reason. I honestly can't come up with a good reason to do this switch for the 10-year anniversary. Like, the people that hunt this whiskey every year and want this profile, or this basic profile of that ruby tawny port on the rye whiskey, are going to be, unless this is unbelievable, they're going to be disappointed. They're going to be disappointed that possibly the last Midwinter Night's Dram that we ever get to buy is going to be a drastic alteration from 10 years of tradition. Now, I've had Act 5 through 9. No, that's not true. I've had more than that. I think I've had 3 through 9 now total. Pretty sure I've had 3 through 9 now. And I currently own 7, 8, and 9 in my collection. And then having an Act 10 be a completely different animal for possibly their last batch, I'm not super excited about that. I hope High West proves me wrong. I hope it comes out and it's unbelievable. But no matter what happens, if this is the last batch or last year of Midwinters and it's drastically different, even if it's delicious, I'm going to be a little bit disappointed, because this is what I expect. You know, if they wanted to do, for the 10th anniversary, if they wanted to go out with a bang, do a special edition, what they should have done was held back barrels from the last several years and done like an age statement. If they had been thinking ahead, do a 10-year special edition, even if it was in smaller release, to close out the chapters of this Shakespearean wonder, and gone out with a 10-year age-stated Midwinter's Night Dram. So basically it would have been like Act 2 or 3 that's been, or maybe even 4, that have been in barrels all this time, and then put it out age-stated, encore, boom, done, end of an era. That would have been an amazing idea. That would have been something that I could be like, yes, don't cry that it's over, smile because it happened kind of situation. But if we get a white port finale and that's it, no matter what happens, I'm going to be disappointed. Even if it's great. If it's great, then I'm going to be like, okay, are you going to make more? Or is this the end and it's just a weird one-off? So I don't know. It's weird. But we'll see what happens. I hope they prove me wrong. I hope it's amazing. I hope I'm not sad about it when the time comes. But I'm a little concerned. Thanks for watching, guys. Until next time, I hope you have a great day.